What if I told you the only thing standing between you and greatness is the story you keep telling yourself? I'm too tired. I'm not ready yet. I'll start tomorrow. Every excuse is a brick building a wall between you and your dream. But here's the truth. Nobody's coming to save you. Nobody's going to hand you your goals, your success, your future. If you want it, you've got to dig deep and take it. Let me ask you, are you willing to be uncomfortable, to sweat, struggle, and sacrifice? Because the people who win aren't the ones who want it. They're the ones who are willing to pay for it. Every single day. Growth and discomfort are inseparable companions. The truth is, nothing extraordinary ever comes from staying in a comfortable place. Yet most people spend their lives avoiding discomfort at all costs. They fear failure, pain, and the unknown, clinging to routines that feel safe. But let me tell you, this comfort zones are where dreams go to die. You can't expect to soar to new heights if you're unwilling to leave the ground. Think about a seed. It doesn't grow in its perfect, cozy shell. It breaks apart, it cracks, splits, and forces itself upward through the dirt, struggling toward the sunlight. That's where its potential lies, not in staying buried where it's warm and undisturbed. You're no different. If you want to grow, you must embrace the process of breaking free. Discomfort isn't punishment, it's progress. It's the gym for your soul, the proving ground for your dreams. Every time you push through pain, every time you face something that scares you, you're building the strength and resilience needed to reach the next level. You've got to reframe the way you see discomfort. Instead of running from it, chase it. Seek out the moments that stretch you, the challenges that make you question your limits, because that's where the magic happens. People often say, I'm just waiting for the right time. But guess what? The right time doesn't exist. There will never be a perfect moment where the stars align and the path is easy. Life doesn't work like that. If you wait for comfort, you'll wait forever. Growth is messy. It's hard. It's filled with obstacles. And that's why so few people ever achieve greatness, because they aren't willing to endure the process. Take a moment and think about the people you admire most. Do you think their success came from staying comfortable? Look at any athlete, artist, entrepreneur, leader. Every single one of them has stories of struggle and discomfort. Early mornings, late nights, sacrifices, failures. They push themselves when others quit. They lean into the pain and use it as fuel. That's the difference between someone who succeeds and someone who just dreams. What are you avoiding right now because it feels uncomfortable? Maybe it's a tough conversation you've been putting off. Maybe it's taking that first step toward a goal that seems impossible. Maybe it's waking up an hour earlier, stepping into a space where you feel out of your depth. Whatever it is, know this: on the other side of that discomfort is the person you're meant to become. You don't grow by doing what's easy, you grow by doing what's necessary even when it's hard, especially when it's hard. So the next time you feel that tension, that fear, that resistance, don't back down. Lean into it, embrace it. Because that's the moment you'll be molded, forged, and prepared for something greater. Discomfort isn't your enemy, it's your ally. Treat it as such. Let it push you, challenge you, and transform you. Growth starts where comfort ends. Are you ready to step out? Purpose is the driving force that keeps you moving when everything else tells you to stop. It's the reason you get up in the morning, the force that fuels your grind, the compass that points you towards your goals even when the path gets hard. Yet too often, people trade their purpose for fleeting pleasures. They choose the instant gratification of comfort, distraction, or laziness over the long-term fulfillment that comes from living intentionally. But here's the truth: without a clear purpose, you're drifting. And a life without direction is a life wasted. Purpose is what separates those who succeed from those who only dream. Think about it: when you're grounded in your why, you gain an unshakable clarity and focus. You know what you're working for. You know what you're sacrificing for. And that why becomes the fire in your soul, burning brighter when the journey gets tough. But when you lack purpose, every challenge feels insurmountable. Every obstacle feels like a reason to quit. Purpose transforms your mindset from I have to into I get to. It turns struggles into stepping stones and sacrifices into investments. Here's the thing: pleasure isn't inherently bad. We all want to enjoy life. But when your desire for immediate pleasure outweighs your commitment to your purpose, you sabotage yourself. You scroll through your phone instead of working on your craft. You stay in bed instead of hitting the gym. You say, I deserve a break, when in reality, you're robbing yourself of the life you deserve. Every time you choose pleasure over purpose, you delay your progress. Every shortcut you take widens the gap between where you are and where you want to be. You must understand that purpose requires sacrifice. It demands that you make choices that aren't always easy or fun. It's about saying no to what feels good now so you can say yes to something far greater later. That's why purpose is powerful. It gives you the strength to endure discomfort, because you know it's worth it. Think of the people who inspire you. Do you think they achieve their success by chasing pleasure? No, they prioritize their purpose. They missed parties to study, skipped vacations to build, and worked while others slept. They understood that purpose is a long game. It's about planting seeds today and nurturing them with discipline, patience, and persistence until they grow into something extraordinary. Your purpose doesn't have to be grand or world-changing. It just has to matter to you. It might be providing a better life for your family, mastering a skill, or becoming the best version of yourself. Whatever it is, let it consume you. Let it be the anchor that keeps you steady when the storms of doubt, fear, and temptation come. When you live with purpose, your life gains meaning, direction, and impact. So ask yourself, what's your purpose? What's your why? Once you find it, hold on to it tightly. Let it guide every decision you make. And when pleasure tries to pull you off course, remind yourself of the life you're building and the person you're becoming. That's worth more than any temporary comfort. The mind is a powerful force. It can be your greatest ally or your worst enemy. The difference between those who reach their potential and those who fall short often lies in their mindset. People who master their mindset underbites the biggest battles are fought not in the world around them, but in the world within them. The most successful individuals don't rely on fleeting bursts of motivation to carry them through. They rely on unshakable discipline that overrides temporary feelings theirs. They know that motivation comes and goes, but discipline is something that can be cultivated and sustained no matter the circumstances. Motivation is a spark. It's that initial burst of excitement that gets you started, but it doesn't last. It's like a candle that flickers brightly for a moment before it dims. Discipline, on the other hand, is the flame that never goes out. It's the steady, consistent force that pushes you to show up, do the work, and stay committed even when you don't feel like it. It's about making the right choice when the initial excitement wears off, when the novelty fades, and when the road gets hard. Mastering your mindset means taking control of your thoughts and emotions. It means learning how to overcome the negative self-talk, the doubts, and the fears that arise when things get difficult. We all have an inner voice that tries to tell us we're not good enough, that are not capable, that we should quit. The difference between the winners and everyone else is that the winners learn to shut that voice down. They know that it's not the voice of truth. It's the voice of resistance. It's the voice of comfort, trying to keep them safe. But in reality, it's the voice that holds them back. Having the right mindset isn't about ignoring challenges or pretending that everything is easy. It's about recognizing that challenges are part of the process and knowing that you're capable of handling them. When you master your mindset, you shift from a fixed mindset where you believe your abilities are limited and set in stone to a growth mindset. With a growth mindset, every setback is a lesson, every mistake is a stepping stone, and every difficulty is an opportunity to grow. The path to mastery isn't paved with shortcuts. It's about showing up day after day, even when it's tough, even when you're exhausted, even when you don't see immediate results. It's about developing mental toughness, pushing through resistance, and learning to embrace the grind. There will be days when you don't feel motivated. There will be days when you feel like giving up. But when you have discipline and right mindset, you show up anyway. Discipline is about doing the work not because you're motivated, but because you're committed. You make a choice and you stick to it. That commitment is what sets you apart. It's what builds the habit of success. And once you form the habit of discipline, it becomes automatic. You don't have to think about it. It's no longer about whether you feel like doing it or not. It's about who you are and the standards you've set for yourself. Mastering your mindset is the foundation of any success. It's what turns potential into achievement. When you master your mind, you master your life. And when you master your life, you unlock the power to achieve anything you set your sights on. It all starts with mindset. It's the first step toward creating the life you want. Failure is one of the most misunderstood concepts in our society. People often view it as a negative outcome, a sign that they're not good enough, or a reflection of their limitations. In reality, failure is an essential part of the journey towards success. It's not the opposite of success. It's a crucial part of the process. The most successful people in the world have failed more times than they can count, but they view failure as a stepping stone, not a roadblock. Resilience through failure is the ability to learn, adapt, and persevere despite setbacks. When you fail, it's easy to want to quit, to throw in the towel and walk away. But this is where true resilience is born. Every failure provides valuable lessons. It reveals your weaknesses, challenges your thinking, and tests your limits. But if you can face failure with the right mindset, it becomes a powerful tool for growth. Instead of seeing failure as an end, start viewing it as a beginning, a new opportunity to learn, adjust, and try again. Every time you fail, you have the chance to become better, stronger, and more prepared for the next challenge. Resilience through failure isn't about bouncing back quickly from defeat, it's about bouncing forward. It's about using your failures as lessons to propel you further. The difference between those who succeed and those who give up isn't the absence of failure, but the ability to get back up again, stronger and wiser. Every time you encounter failure, you make a decision. Will you let it define you or refine you? One of the keys to resilience is understanding that failure doesn't define who you are. It's not a reflection of your worth or ability, it's just a part of the journey. There are no perfect paths to success. The road is filled with bumps, twists, and turns. And the only way to reach your destination is to keep moving forward, no matter how many times you fall. People who embrace failure as part of the process are often the ones who find the greatest success. Take Thomas Edison, for example. He famously failed thousands of times before finally inventing the light bulb. He didn't see each failure as a loss. He saw it as an opportunity to get one step closer to success. His resilience was key to his ultimate achievement. The same goes for many of the world's most successful entrepreneurs, athletes, and innovators. They understand that failure is not a dead end, it's just a detour on the way to success. Resilience doesn't come naturally to everyone, but it can be developed with practice. It requires mental toughness, emotional strength, and a deep belief in your ability to overcome adversity. It means accepting failure, learning from it, and then using that knowledge to push forward with even greater determination. Each setback is an opportunity to recalibrate, to improve, and to strengthen your resolve. In life, you will face setbacks. There's no way around it. But what defines you is how you respond to those setbacks. Will you let failure stop you, or will you use it as the foundation for your future success? Resilience is not just about recovering from failure. It's about using failure to fuel your growth and your drive to keep moving forward. The ability to rise after each fall, to learn from mistakes, and to keep pushing towards your goals is what separates those who achieve greatness from those who give up. Excuses are the enemy of progress. They are the comforting lies we tell ourselves when we're not willing to face the discomfort of hard work or the challenge of stepping into the unknown. We've all been there coming up with reasons why now isn't the right time, why we're too tired, or why the circumstances aren't perfect. But the reality is, no matter how convincing those excuses sound, they're still just that, excuses. They might temporarily justify our inaction, but in the end, they only delay our success. The truth is simple: action beats excuses every single time. Think about the goals you set for yourself. How many of them have been put on hold because of excuses? How often do you tell yourself, I'll start tomorrow, or I don't have enough time, or I'm just not ready yet? So the problem with excuses is that they create a loop of inaction. The more you make them, the harder it becomes to break free and take real steps toward your goals. Excuses keep you stagnant, trapped in a cycle of procrastination, and they rob you of your potential. Action, on the other hand, creates momentum. Every small step forward, no matter how insignificant it may seem at the time, builds on the last one, pushes you closer to where you want to be. When you take action, you begin to break through the walls that excuses built. You silence the inner voice that says, I can't, and replace it with a voice that says, I will. Action doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to be done. Waiting for the perfect moment or the ideal conditions is a form of procrastination. The reality is, there will never be a perfect time. Life will never line up neatly. And waiting for everything to fall into place is just another excuse not to take the leap. We all have 24 hours in a day. The question isn't about whether or not you have time, it's about how you choose to spend it. What are you prioritizing? If you're spending time making excuses, you're wasting precious hours that could be used to make progress. The difference between success and failure is not some magical formula or secret. It's about the choices you make and the actions you take. Those who succeed consistently choose to act, even when they're tired, afraid, or unsure. They don't wait for motivation to hit them. They create their own motivation by simply getting started. People often overestimate the importance of big, dramatic moves and underestimate the power of small, consistent actions. You don't have to make a giant leap to see results. It's the accumulation of small, focused actions that create lasting change. A little progress every day, no matter how small, adds up over time. By taking action consistently, you begin to build momentum that carries you forward, making excuses less and less appealing as you see the results of your efforts. Excuses keep you in your comfort zone, safe but stagnant. They keep you from facing your fears and pushing yourself to reach your full potential. But when you take action, you step out of that comfort zone. You take ownership of your future and start to the results you've been dreaming of. It's time to stop waiting for the right time or the perfect conditions. The best time to act is always right now. Stop letting excuses hold you back. Every day you spend making excuses is a day you waste in the pursuit of your dreams. Action is what moves you forward. It's time to choose it over excuses. We often hear about the importance of living in the present, of enjoying the moment and making the most of today. And while there's value in being present, it's equally important to remember that the decisions we make today shape the future we'll live tomorrow. The choices you make right now are an investment in your future self. What kind of future do you want to have? The person you are becoming today will directly influence the opportunities, relationships, and achievements you experience down the road. The future you deserve is built through your actions, mindset, and choices in the present moment. One of the most powerful truths to grasp is that your future is not determined by fate or luck, it's determined by the steps you take today. Your future self is not someone different, someone who will magically be able to do all the things you dream of. Your future self is a result of habits, discipline, and decisions you make right now. If you want to be healthier in the future, you have to start taking care of your body today. If you want to be more successful, you must start honing the skills and mindset necessary for success now. The future you dream of won't simply appear as something you create, one decision at a time. Think about the person you want to become. What are they doing? Where are they going? What do they stand for? Visualize the person you strive to be and then ask yourself, are the choices I'm making today aligned with that vision? Are my actions in sync with the person I want to become? Too often we let the busyness of life distract us from the bigger picture. We make decisions based on short-term convenience or comfort rather than long-term fulfillment. We choose temporary pleasures that feel good in the moment but fail to serve the future we desire. But here's the key. If you're not taking action today toward the future you want, you're essentially saying that the future you deserve doesn't matter. Every day you delay your progress is a day that future self has to wait. Imagine your future self looking back on your current decisions. Will they be proud of how you spent your time, energy, and focus? Will they be grateful for the hard work, discipline, and sacrifices you made today? Or will they regret not taking action, wishing they had done things differently when they had the chance? The future you deserve is one that is a direct reflection of your present choices. Every small habit you build, every challenge you face, and every uncomfortable decision you make today is laying the foundation for the life you want tomorrow. Success doesn't come from sudden, massive breakthroughs as a result of consistent, deliberate actions that align with your vision. So ask yourself, what kind of person do I want to become? And then look at your actions. Are they leading you toward that person? The future you deserve doesn't just happen. It's created through every effort you make right now, every time you push through difficulty, every time you make a choice that aligns with your goals, and every time you just show up even when it's hard. The life you desire is not out of reach. It's waiting for you to claim it one decision, one action at a time. Don't wait for tomorrow to build the future you deserve. Start today. Your future self will thank you for it.